Good morning and happy almost Friday here at ScreenJunkies Universe.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did
Almost.
it. We made the week happen. We actually moved time forward. That's what we promise you here at ScreenJunkies. I'm Roth Cornett, joined by Spencer Gilbert, the amazing, the wonderful, the incomparable, the wearing a green shirt with
Billy
wolves.
Business.
Billy Business.
Morning, everybody.
What'd you do to Dan?
Well, you know what? Since I was dragged through the mud yesterday for my producing skills, I was like, no, I'm going to sit here, set the record straight this whole half hour.
Who would have dragged you through the mud?
Who would have done that?
Murdered them in their
Who would have
sleep.
done that?
Wait, now who do we blame
Crazy.
if something goes wrong?
JT.
JT. Yeah, that feels familiar. Yeah.
Mr. Joe Starr is here as well, and I'm very delighted. Dan is actually out. He's working on a video that's going to come out this weekend, and I'm excited about it. I think it's great. I think you guys are going to love it. It's a really cool piece that he's been working on for a while. But I'm so happy to have you two gentlemen joining us today, because despite rumors to the contrary, I love Mr. Billy Business and think he's amazing at his job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enough sincerity! Billy's prepared a great show for us today, and it's starting with Pork Wars. Pork Wars. I will say that Billy and I do agree that the internet has failed us and that there is no Borg yet created.
Where's the Cutis of Pork Photoshop? Why has no one done that yet?
Why? So this came out yesterday?
This came out
Why are you
yesterday.
holding this back from us in our Star Wars image video session? This is the meat of it. Oh my God. Look at that thing. It has little Death Star eyes.
I hate this
the image
so much.
Okay, well, hang
Are those
on.
its eyelids?
Hang on, let's set this up.
Its teeth are creepy.
The Porg was revealed. It lives on the island with Luke. And there has been some controversy stirred up online about this creature. Some people really, really don't care for it and think that it's a new Jar Jar. And others, and I know we're going to be shocked, but I'm probably the sole defender of the Porg here, are fine with having a cute animal.
Well, saying
in
it's
Star
the new
Wars.
Jar Jar might be pushing it
Well, let's take it to the internet.
until we hear it speak.
Does
If it has
speak?
an Afro-Caribbean accent, then yes, it's definitely Jar Jar territory.
And then we're a little concerned.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make any more judgments on Star Wars based on photos or trailers, because every still that came out of Rogue One, we were like, is that Porg related to Rey?
Is that Rey's mom? Oh.
Is that Porg
Twist.
Snoke?
Ooh.
And nothing was, so I'm whatever.
What if this Porg is infiltrating for Snoke? And it's just like luring you in with its cute big eyes that are designed to
Like it's a gremlin or
inspire
something?
I
my
like that.
protective
I think it's
instincts.
like a really cool commentary on corporations luring us in with fandoms.
But
It's
you
like,
guys are
Snoke's
acting like
this
Star
cute
Wars
thing.
hasn't weaponized cuteness like over its entire
Career.
runtime.
'Cause
From
they have.
even pre-Ewok, Jawas. There's always like something cute wandering around in one of these.
Yeah, but here's the thing is that Lucas says this is for kids, and we've been weaponizing cuteness for children for years.
Yeah.
And I am the exact target. It has landed. I like this Porg. So I tweeted about I like this Porg. This Porg. And I won't hear another word about it. So I tweeted about this yesterday saying like, hey, there's some concern. I brought in our own Max Dion and Jenny Nicholson, and then this exchange makes me so happy. So I said, where are we landing on the Porg? Charlie Phillips weighed in with, they give me pause. I'll say that much. I'm not going to rush to judgment, but they do inspire a bit of anxiety. Good thing I trust Ryan Johnson, and he tagged Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson replied, they don't have paws. They're more like duck feet, which I
Wow.
think was a very cute exchange. Of
It
fun.
rarely works to loop in a celebrity as you're criticizing them and then have them show up to respond.
Exactly. I
They
thought
got
that
to be like
showed-
really bored or just
Super
taking
cool.
a dump right then. Yeah.
I just picture he was both bored, taking a dump,
Yeah.
and super chill all at the same time, just like on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you respond. So they have duck feet. So they're penguins. They're little mini penguins.
They're like guinea pig penguins.
I just hate the dichotomy of like dark Luke Skywalker alone in this like cave world by himself with these adorable little penguin creatures. Like, why are you so cranky, bro? Like, you have like a living zoo in front. It's like the penguin almost. Like, why do you have penguin? Why do you have Furbies surrounding you?
It does
Why do
feel
you have
like
a planet of Furbies.
They found an old crate of Furbies and they're like, we can use
We can
this.
breed Furbies. This is like the Thor dumbbell thing
Yeah.
all over again. Like, what do we have in this warehouse?
What's amazing is that we're just in the middle of talking about this, and already still scrolling through my Twitter feed is more porg images.
More porg.
More
porg.
Our very own Jenny Nicholson, who I adore, has answered my questions, and this is now canon. They are intelligent and friendly. Rey loves them, but Luke callously gobbles them up by the hundreds. So that is now canon.
that
We know that.
confirmed?
That is confirmed.
Jenny
That's kind of funny.
That is-
Rey's like,
that
oh,
is-
how cute. And then he's just roasting them on a spit.
Yeah.
Like, one more pork
That
burger?
I will pork belly.
You gonna eat that porg?
Finish your pork, Rey. You got to
Like
be strong
the
for training.
Yoda stew with just chopped up, like
Yeah.
decapitated porgs.
That would be a great subversion of the Star Wars cuteness factor. Is like, it's so cute, but Luke just tears into
Yeah.
them with his
I
bare
like-
teeth.
I
Or
like
if they're
him-
secretly evil.
I want to do like a Tywin Lannister type scene. Remember, he was butchering the pig, and it's just Luke
Porg.
butchering this
Yeah.
porg while he talks about the Force.
I want to be
That's what I
clear that
want.
that's not canon, and that is Jenny being adorable and
It's
amazing.
Jenny canon.
But let's take it to the internet. What has the internet said about the porg?
I
The
don't know.
porg.
Oh, there you go.
So this is sung to the tune of "Benny and the Jets" by Elton John, which
you sing that for
apparently
us?
Wait, okay.
He's got a bow that shoots a hairy suit. You're
You know
not
I
know the
read
rights
it
to
in
the
that
song.
magazine. No.
Chewy and the porgs. Yeah, this is good.
That's awesome.
What else has been said about the
Oh,
porg?
that's
That's
mean.
mean. Ouch.
Oh.
You haven't
That
even
just
heard them
seemed really
speak
mean.
gibberish yet.
Yeah,
What else?
they do like bananas though.
Just subliminal porging.
Once you've lived with the porgs, you can never go back. Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
Right on, Gold
So
Claw.
there's mixed feelings about the porgs online. I want to hear Spencer Gilbert.
Wait, I want to go back to that last one. Rey has a triple man bun. That's impressive. That's next level Silver Lake right there.
We are burying the lead.
And the world's biggest vape. All right, keep going.
And I bet she tied those and does vape tricks without even trying once before.
They sell the poor $1 bills. Yeah, it seems like merchandise. I mean, you've already pre-ordered your
My
mechanized
Build-A-Bear.
porg. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm mechanized, weaponized porg. Yeah, I mean, look, the truth is these designs are exact. It's like a cat, right? Do you know why we love cats?
No.
As humans.
Do we?
Because we do.
Okay.
Damn it, Billy.
Sure.
Business.
Go ahead, please. I digress.
Do
Continue.
you hate cats?
I do hate cats.
I knew
hate
you would
them
hate. That's
so
why you hate the
much.
pork, because the cat is designed. Because the
There's
pork
a
is
correlation
designed-
between cat and pork?
There is.
Yeah.
Follow. So
That's what the pork sounds like.
Hello.
working here is seriously like my childhood all over again. Except now I have 22 older brothers to torture me
nice.
and fart in my face. He used to hold me
haven't
down
gotten there yet, bro.
and fart in my face.
That's the creative meeting
And
at 12.
that is what emotionally happens to me on a daily basis. Emotional farting in my face every single day.
Come work for Defy. We fart on
Here
you.
at ScreenJunkies, we fart in your face. So cats have huge eyes, especially kittens, right? And so they're super bendy. And
That is always the second thing I think of about cats. Real bendy.
They evoke a feeling like a human baby. And so you instantly want to take care of them and nurture them and love them and coddle them. And that's why we love cats. And the porg, look at that. It needs us.
Look at his little face.
He looks sad.
I don't think
He
that
looks
that little
sad.
Pokemon is qualified to co-pilot a starship. Like I just
Don't be
I hate
porgist,
it.
Billy.
I hate it so much.
I can't wait for the 15 seconds of porg in this movie, and then the movie moves on, and we go, oh, remember porgs? Yeah,
It's gonna be
Remember
like
porg
what,
rage?
Nia Nub from Return of the Jedi, who has like what 3 lines
Yeah.
and not English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna like quintuple down on cute sidekicks to see like which one of them hits. Like Moana, like you had the chicken, but she also had like a cute little pig. And she
Yeah.
also had the rock, and like they just throw enough cute sidekicks at you, and one of them will be like, "That's the one we sell."
That was the one thing that was wrong with Moana. We did need more of that pig.
Yeah,
We really did.
I personally, I think this porg is totally wizard, and I think it's gonna be great.
All right, there you go. It's Wizard confirmed.
So are you pro or anti-porg?
Oh, I'm absolutely. Look,
Pork neutral?
Yeah, I'm totally into porgs. I don't think you can be a neutral human being. I think porgs are the new spinning. That's a cool trick, and I think that's cool for Star Wars.
Yeah, as Mr. Sunday movie says, best thing ever, worst thing ever. Best movie ever, worst thing ever. There's no in between. So I guess because cuteness is just a big part of Star Wars, and it's usually not distracting outside of Ewoks, I'm gonna say best thing ever.
Best thing ever. Wow.
There's no middle ground. Though.
I'm gonna get you a porg body pillow.
I had called in reinforcements in the form of Max Dion, who I'm going to make come on anyway, to defend the porgs because I was so convinced that I would be the only
I'm the only hater here.
Panel.
I hate babies. I hate cats. I hate porgs. Like,
Truly, I'm in the
nutshell.
middle, but the fact that you can't hold a middle opinion on the internet,
absolutely
it's
not.
one or the other.
Yeah.
So.
I love pork so much. I've been trying to figure out how I can buy one, but all I found are pogs. But I can buy
Win-win.
for $32, 1,000 miscellaneous pogs with 20 slammers.
Do it.
Let's have a screen.
Do it right now. Right now. On air.
Let's have a pog tournament on SJU.
I don't trust
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say you guys are casual that you don't already own hogs and slammers because I can bring mine in tomorrow.
So do you hate penguins? They're basically space penguins.
Yeah.
I hate-
Yeah, do you hate penguins?
I hate penguin. I hate everything in certain contexts. I don't want a dark, like gritty Luke and then a little Furby Pokemon that just runs around him. Like it's gonna kill the mood of what's going on.
It's
that
like
looks
the vibe,
ridiculous.
It's like the
that
Force.
looks ridiculous.
You need balance.
That looks like a Hello
Yeah,
Kitty
you need
with
balance in the Force.
Chewbacca.
Balance in the Force. Good
Balance in the
point.
Force, Billy.
But we haven't talked
balance
about
and
the
cuteness.
the other thing that came out. I don't even know if we have an image of like the sexy manatee space nuns.
Yeah, we
Oh
haven't
yeah,
talked about the
yeah. We
space
did.
nuns.
I don't
More
think
like
we have a
lizards.
photo of that. It was just like it was the 1-2 punch of porgs and space nuns. I was like, what the f is this movie? I don't even know anymore.
Why do you
I
hate
don't care.
Catholicism, Billy?
Yeah. Why do
Space Catholicism.
Just because I hate everything. That's right. I hate kittens, Catholicism, babies, porgs.
But I will say, it's actually it's following now, right? So like if you hate kittens, that if you hate babies, that's why you hate kittens because they're meant. Like I just told you, like they remind you of human babies, and that's why you hate porgs. We've uncovered it all. The core root is hating the babies.
What are you doing?
It's the
Seeing
baby
what else
hating
is
Billy.
I thought you were smelling
I was
Billy.
like, what is wrong with you?
Trying to figure out how long I have to stand here for.
Just go
Max,
away.
get out of here.
Just go away.
Porgs are great. Bye.
Thank you,
Max Dion.
Max Dion.
Producer
Max
large.
Dion, everybody.
Wow.
If you guys, Max is so great. He produces Millennial Falcon with Jenny Nicholson. He does so many things around here, and we love him. Plus, he loves
Strong
porgs.
pork thoughts,
Strong
yeah.
pork. And his thoughts on porgs are: if you don't like, if you were on trial for murder, and the judge asked you, "Do you like penguins?" and you said no, that's it. You're guilty. You did murder. You did murder.
You did the murder.
It's just the law. Yeah.
I will say that, Max, until I see a confirmed receipt that you bought those pogs, I'm disappointed in you.
I was gonna have to throw them immediately in the garbage.
No, man, I'll play you
Yeah, we'll make
you
a
right here.
clickbait segment.
We'll do a tournament.
for keeps.
All right, we're gonna move on. Billy wants us to move on. I like the fact that you would be rapping me.
I
from
would
right
be on
here.
the other side
Like,
going
you would
like
just be
this when I get bored of
just
whatever we're talking about.
like, move along. Stop talking about the urinals and how people like to pee.
Clearly, you have a clock right there. I don't know why I need to come out and do this.
I need wrangling, Billy, and that's
do
why I
need
love
wrangling.
you.
Oh my gosh, Josh Brolin, guys.
Josh Brolin, do it.
Look at that. Look at you
Right.
killing it.
Thanos the Manos.
Segue.
Talk about if you think I hate everything, apparently Josh Brolin is 1,000 times worse. This story came out today. It was kind of weird. He did an interview with Esquire. I guess at one point James Cameron had asked him if he wanted to be in Avatar 2. He probably not so politely declined. Allegedly, Cameron was going around telling people or bad-mouthing Brolin to different film circles, and it got back to him. Speaking to Esquire, Josh Brolin says, quote, "If I don't want to do Avatar, I'm not going to do Avatar. James Cameron's effing calling me this name and that name, whatever." If James Cameron came to me and said, this is my favorite part. If James Cameron came to me and said, "Hey man, why'd you say that?" I'd go, "'Cause it happened."
And mic dropped. Because it happened.
Faced.
That is the best.
face.
That is the best. Like I don't care. I'm Josh
I'm
Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe the Thanos has just got to his head that he's just like,
mad with
I don't-
power.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
I think, well, apparently he had turned it down, and then James Cameron was talking smack, not publicly, but just within the industry, was saying bad things about Josh Brolin because he turned down Avatar, and he was upset. But it's funny because I will say for the record that I do love James Cameron, but this is not an easy guy to work with. I went to this thing called Avatar Day as one of the first gigs I did in this job, and it was like when the Blu-ray was coming out. They took us through the studio and the entire process of making the film. Like, here, operate a simulcam, and like they had the actual visual effects artists, and we were doing an interview with them. And I just saw this one guy to the side looking really miserable, so I slowly sidled over to him, and I was like, "What's up?"
That seems like a very Roth move, too.
You look miserable. What's up?
What up, girl? You miserable?
What up, girl? You all right? I was like simultaneously
Hey, you like porgs?
worried about him and super curious. I was
She
like,
said the same thing about our parking attendant when she walked in. She's like, I'm worried about our parking
I
attendant.
am. Napoleon.
Napoleon's the man.
Napoleon's so great.
We should have him on the show.
Yeah.
We should.
No, I am, because he's looked very sad lately. He
no.
wasn't there today.
Was
and
he
I'm
working with
worried
James
about-
Cameron?
He parked James's car. He parked James's exploratory sub.
I have to take it down to the Marianas Trench. I don't even know how to start the thing.
Oh my God.
So was this James Cameron, or is this story going
Napoleon,
nowhere?
So the guy is sitting there and looking really miserable. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's it like to work here? And he just looks up at me and whispers and goes, it's hell.
Oh,
And he, like, it was like as if he was sliding me the note, like, help me.
yikes.
Get out.
He was the old man in the horror movie that's like, you kids, like, stay out of
Save
there.
yourself. Like, it was like Camp Crystal Lake in that place. And I don't think I love him, but I don't think he's necessarily the easiest to work with. But
Just ask Catherine
why-
Bigelow. Ooh, spicy.
Oh, the take's so hot.
But do we feel like this feud is like, do we believe it, or do we think that this is like
I mean, he
fake
said
beef?
it. It's not, it's like whatever Cameron said was alleged. But whatever Brolin said, like, that's now in
Permanent
print.
record.
Yeah. So if there wasn't beef before, there is today.
Well, he said it happened.
He said it happened because
I know.
it did happen.
Look, all I know is that this is why there shouldn't be more women in film. Because look at all this drama going back and forth between these two. Two grown men would not act like this.
Yeah.
Oh, these chicks and their cattiness.
Yeah.
think
Parker's
it's
face
so-
is amazing right
Yeah,
now.
she got real taken back. Look, is saying no to Avatar such a crime? I feel like if
No,
you
but
saw
why
the
was
first
he
one,
so
I don't want to
butthurt?
relitigate the flaws or benefits of Avatar 1, but like, you should be allowed to say no to Avatar 2.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are.
I'm already guilty.
So what is James Cameron saying about Joe Starr to all his friends now?
But there's a
Nothing
difference
at
between
all.
saying no to
Talking,
like
yeah.
James Cameron and saying no to Avatar 2.
All right, let's be honest here. James Cameron is our very best hope of survival. I plan to move to New Zealand and ingratiate, because he has like a nut farm there or something, and ingratiate myself to him, because he is going to build.
Your doomsday plan is James Cameron's nut farm?
Yeah, because he will build the underwater city that is the only surviving thing. when
So
it
your
all
plan
goes
is
to
this
crap.
famously disagreeable Hollywood
Yes.
celebrity is to
Yes.
make nice with him
Yes.
so that when the apocalypse comes, you can
can go
make
to
it
his
to
nut
New
farm.
Zealand to a nut farm.
Hashtag nut farm.
I want to know.
Hashtag nut farm survivalist.
I want to know on the SJU hashtag, what would your celebrity doomsday plan be? I want to hear from the internet.
Also, how slow is this news day? Pretty slow, right? Pretty slow. Can't all be winners.
But we work with what we got.
Try so hard.
And you think he's not going to build an underwater city for survival? You are mad, sir. Mad. We were going to talk about these famous actor-director feuds, but
Okay.
do we still want to?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we
But you
can talk
can't
nut
just
farm
throw
all
it
day.
out there and then just be like, nah, another day. But I mean, it's not unprecedented for actors and directors to have feuds like some of the famous ones. I always loved this one, Val Kilmer and Joel Schumacher on Batman Forever,
Oh.
because you know that movie was probably tough as it was to shoot, just because it was just like a logistical nightmare. nightmare. But Val
The ecstasy
Kilmer,
bill alone. You had to keep putting Molly in everyone's water and not telling them.
But apparently, allegedly, it got to the point where they just would not speak to each other anymore. Like, how do you direct a movie if you're the director and like your lead actor will not speak?
Well, if Blade is anything to go by, right? So Blade 3, Post-it notes.
Post-it notes.
They sent Wesley would send Post-it notes from the weed-filled trailer.
How Grey's Anatomy to just send
Signed
Post-its.
from Blade.
Yeah,
Because he was always
True
in
story.
character. Yeah.
That's insane. That's I have never heard that before.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane. Marlon Brando famously threatened to play Jor-El as a bagel. And he just kept saying like, "Oh, I got an idea about how to play this character. It's as a bagel," and just like messing, like just completely screwing with people's heads and being impossible.
Well, how tough would it have been then for Island of Dr. Moreau? You got Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando
Playing it
on
as
the
a bagel.
same set. That must have been like torturous, right?
Yeah.
I never saw that movie, but apparently it's like one of the worst movies ever.
Yeah, I
made.
skipped that one.
It's many carbide. Tippi Hedren and Alfred Hitchcock is a big one, and there's actually a movie about that. It was an HBO movie, I believe. I'm pointing to Joe Starr because he's supposed to know.
Because this is the one on the list that I said I don't know anything about.
Oh, of course.
So Tippi-
Our senior Wikipedia correspondent, Joe
Mr.
Starr.
Joe Starr.
Tell us the story of Tippy and the Cock, Joe Starr.
Oh, it was
The Tippy and the Cox.
the stormiest days of the gather round, assholes. The stormiest days of the golden age of Hollywood. Tippi Hedren was cost her parking spot on the Warner lot thanks to Alfred Hitchcock, playing a boner on her, a real boner of a goof.
All right, that's Tippy and the Cock.
So
by Joe Starr.
that was that one. There's a movie called The Girl that you can watch if you're curious. It's from Tippi's point of view. It's pretty dark stuff. Still love Hitchcock. Don't know what that says about me. Low morals, hypocrisy. You get it. Shelley Duvall and Stanley Kubrick during The Shining.
Well, that shoot was just tough in general. I
Yeah,
know
he was
Yeah.
horrible to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, wanting to get like genuine feelings and reactions, which a lot of directors do, but like they just do it in such terrible ways. But now you look at like where Shelley Duvall is now, and you just like feel like, man, I know that's not a direct correlation, but I'm sure like that like traumas like that couldn't have helped. You know?
Yeah, probably.
Winona Ryder, very famously, and Coppola on the set of Dracula, had a very contentious relationship, and it was really, really difficult for her. And there was a part of me because she had been slated to be in The Godfather 3, and then she sort of had like a nervous breakdown. She was just overworked and couldn't do it. So then that's when Sofia Coppola stepped in, and I always wondered if he was secretly sort of getting her back, like if it was just a revenge trip by the time they got to Dracula. Anyone thoughts?
Interesting theory.
Sweet revenge.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, clearly, based on today's news, we can see how petty some of these people can be. So I
Does
wouldn't
it
put
matter
it past
though?
him.
Like when the art is great, do we care about the human? Questions.
Yes,
Clearly-
because you can make great art without.
I agree,
traumatizing
but I
people.
feel like a lot of people don't. That once you're at a certain level, people get away with everything. Literally murder. They do murder.
They do the murder. They do the murders and they hate the penguins.
By the way, literally now means figuratively. I got a comment about that, and they actually, I've surrendered because they changed the dictionary to have
Wow.
it match the common vernacular.
Oh, yeah.
So there's the end to English.
What a nice temporary thing to do, because people will probably stop saying literally.
We can
at
just
some
dumb
point.
down our dictionaries instead of actually using correct
Yeah, we should
terminology.
have always be speaking Old English, like Canterbury Tales.
Yeah.
Never should change.
Yeah.
Keep it the same.
Like they did in the golden age of Hollywood,
Yeah.
when Tippy and Alfred were still.
Tippy and the Cox.
Very well. You know what we also have? A new Thor poster. Let's take a look.
Oh. Nope.
Nope.
No?
Yep.
Ah, those are porgs, JTE. I think you knew that.
Does Chewie have? Or is that Chewie first of all?
There we go.
Jewish? He's Jewish.
All I want to hear is what Spencer thinks of this poster.
I like it. It's like Cool Runnings, right? Like, if you squint, is that the Jamaican flag? If you don't look too hard, it's like a really buff Cool Runnings sequel, and I'm into it.
Right on.
All
Yeah.
right, great. Today is also the 16th anniversary of American Pie, and with that in mind, what is your most awkward viewing experience with your parents?
I'll lead. I've got a good one. I came home. I was in high school. I came home from somewhere. My dad held up a videotape, and he was like, what is this? And I was like, that's Trey Parker's Orgasmo, Dad. It's hilarious.
Had you seen it before?
Yeah, we had watched it. I thought it was the funniest thing. And my dad, just kind of like, uh-huh. And I was like, no, sit. And I was like, nope, I'm not getting the I rented a porno in trouble. You're going to sit and you're going to watch Orgasmo with me, Dad. And damn it, he did. And it was a back and forth battle until the lady named T-Rex shows up. And that's when I think it finally broke my dad and he actually started to laugh.
Oh, nice.
and
that's not uncomfortable. That's like a bonding
Oh, it
moment.
was uncomfortable for a while.
Yeah. I don't really have too many awkward ones with my parents. I guess the only one I can think of is they took me to see Ransom in the theater. I was like 10 years old, and I didn't really. Kidnapping was like very abstract to me at the time, but that just it was fun for them. But for me, it was like it made it
Was
really
it terrifying?
palpable that like, oh, someone will kidnap you in your life.
Yeah, someone could snatch
And
you.
like my dad's like,
you're not
my
dead
dad's
yet.
not Mel
We still
Gibson. I love
can.
him, but he's not Mel. He would not go on that rampage.
Kitty Liam?
He definitely maybe try to pay half the.
Like a down payment.
How many?
Little Spencer in his bed that night.
Yeah, it just it didn't. It really brought it home.
If
that
you're
I could be kidnapped.
If your dad was gonna go full Taken, how many shots would it take him to get over the fence, like in Taken 3?
Well, okay, in '94 or when
Yeah,
we saw
94,
Ransom,
Mr.
he-
Gilbert.
He could probably hop it. You know, but. I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't want to say today.
What about you, Billy?
So I grew up in like a very, very conservative household. My parents have loosened up like as we got older, but growing up, super conservative. So my dad took me to see Titanic, and we both knew the booby scene was coming up because my parents got this like it was like the booby scene. That's what's called in our household. My parents used to get these
Do we still use that term?
Sure, yeah, like go in the other room, there's a booby scene. My parents used to get this like, oh, it's so embarrassing. It was this like newsletter that would come out like every month, and it would say like every bad thing in a movie that you should not
What
let
an
your
awesome
kids
guide
see.
for kids.
Right?
Yeah.
So like we knew it was
Call that
coming.
Well, we now call that the internet.
Yeah.
And so it was like super awkward with me and my dad because we went and saw it. I was like, I know this is coming. He knows this is coming.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that scene comes and she's like in her robe, like I start to
You
get up
both
to go.
get so erect. And then you lock eyes.
Dad. Shall we pork? So we both start to get up to go to the bathroom. And it's like, are you gonna, no, I like literally like 30 seconds of us both getting up, sitting down, getting up, sitting down for this nude scene. And then
Show me again.
It was like, no, you,
Yeah?
you.
I'm still not clear.
Yeah, but later on, when my dad loved the whole movie because he loves anything history. But when it came out on VHS, my parents threw away the first tape, so we only had the second tape of Titanic.
Oh my god.
So you just had to start it in the middle if you wanted to.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Oh,
The
man.
silver lining is, you're engaged and you've got a wedding coming up, and then you will have your own
can
booby
have-
scene.
I think that should be the wedding gift from my dad. It's just a
The
tape
first
one.
tape.
Tape one.
Tape one.
I'm sorry, son, it's time.
I need you to understand what's coming after your wedding day.
You're a
Titanic
man
tape
now.
number 1.
Oh my god.
Oh, conservatives.
Good. Yeah. My parents had no boundaries. Yeah. No, they showed
Yeah,
me.
you were taking baths with other girls.
That's not weird.
Please refer to yesterday's
That's not
SJU
weird.
episode for the full story.
That is not weird at all.
All right.
All right.
They were we called them shower baths because we would take the bath
What did I miss yesterday?
Just digging that hole.
and then just have the shower because it was like a waterfall, super romantic. My parents showed me like Blue Velvet when I was 7.
Start 'em
They were
young.
just literally, this is explaining a lot, I imagine. No boundaries, but then in keeping with form, I took a 6-year-old to see The Lord of the Rings. And so when the ring waves came out, I was like, oh, shoot. This is kind of scary, man. So I turned to her, little New York snarky little girl, and I was like, Lauren, are you okay? And she looks at me and she goes, yeah. It's just a movie.
Good
Are
point.
you okay? But I wasn't. I was really scared. It's a very scary movie. You should be warned. All right, that's our show today.
Good times.
Scale of 1 to Max. Come on out here. Max is saying a thing. I don't know what you're saying.
What'd you find, Max?
Did a
you
thing
buy 'em?
happen?
Max bought the Pogs!
Pogs,
Pogs, Pogs, Pogs, Pogs, Pogs, Pogs,
Pork.
Booby scene. Nice. We're gonna have to play on
I think
SJU.
on SJU we need to have a
Yes.
Pog tournament.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Pog tournament.
Before we pork out of here, we do have actually one Twitter question that I thought was important to address. This is from Eric. Asin Matcher? Sorry.
You tried.
He wants to know the best way to boil an egg.
This is
Spencer?
Flash and Friends, Eric.
The best way to
Hi,
boil
Eric.
an egg.
Hey, Eric.
Yes.
I imagine
Eric.
you boil it.
Best way to boil an
Best
egg
way to
is
boil an
Heat
egg.
water?
I would
Yeah.
say heat water. And then you put
science.
the egg in.
Yep.
We love
it.
you, watchers.
Thank you.
You just keep them
For
in
watching.
Sorry. Boiler alert.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Hey, do you love pork? If you've gotten this far, God
Hashtag
bless
not
you.
farm.
Hashtag emotional farts. Hashtag
We'll see you Friday when we get silly.
Emotional farts. Thank you for joining us today. And be Joe.
Excellent. to each other.
Excellent to
other.
each other. Yeah, that's.
I don't want to be Joe.
I just do though.